Greetings. This is Paul the Poke from paulthepoke.com. Today's topic, trend update, Pestilence, Bubonic Plague in Madagascar. We are November 1, 2017. Scripture references out of Numbers 19, verse 16. Also, anyone who in the open field touches one who has been slain with a sword, or who has died naturally, or a human bone or a grave, shall be unclean for 7 days. Now, this is not some little hocus-pocus verse from primitive man trying to understand a deity. God has a point and reason for what he says. Do not engage with dead bodies, or you shall be unclean for 7 days. And if that's good enough, not good enough for you, the words of Jesus in Luke 21, verse 11, there will be great earthquakes and in various places, famines and pestilences. Which brings us to Madagascar. The bubonic plague, or the Black Death, is making a comeback. Now, to date, approximately 1,300 people have been infected. 120 people have died. And this is per the World Health Organization, and describes plague symptoms as, quote, flu-like, with 1 to 7 days between incubation and the symptoms emerging. Sounds consistent with Numbers 19. Sufferers are likely to have painful lymph nodes, chills, fever, headaches, weakness, and fatigue. In bubonic sufferers, these inflamed lymph nodes may end up turning into pus-filled open sores. Bubonic plague is fatal in 30 to 60% of cases, while the pneumonic kind is always fatal if left untreated. Now, the Black Death obliterated roughly 1/3 of the European population during the 13th and 14th centuries. And the World Health Organization has issued a warning to 9 African countries. They include Kenya, Ethiopia, South Africa, Mozambique, Tanzania. Let me go out here to these little islands. Reunion, Mauritius, the Seychelles. Cannot find the Seychelles. They're out here close. And the Comoros. Bottom line, this thing is a plane flight or somebody getting on a boat away from having some real problems, and this stuff spreading to the whole continent of Africa. And that's the concern. Now, and what they think has happened is Madagascans have been warned to stop the ancient ritual of Fama Dehana. This practice includes digging up the dead, dancing with the deceased, and reburying after the dance is complete. Now, for the sake of this discussion, I'm not even going to try to pronounce this gentleman's last name. I'm just going to call him Mr. R, Mr. Willie R, and he is the Madagascar health chief. And Willie R states, if a person dies of pneumonic plague and is then interred in a tomb that is subsequently open for a Fama Dehana, the bacteria can still be transmitted and contaminate whoever handles the body. So the bottom line is they're digging up dead people, dancing with them, who may be infected, which in turn they get infected by the dead as they dance with them. Then they rebury them. And this is a case where health considerations are clashing with tradition. And a local resident indicated, I've participated in 15 dances and I've never caught the plague. Well, there you have it. And so he will probably continue to dance. And officials fear things will only get worse before they get better, because people, they're not going to stop dancing with the dead who may be infected. So if you're interested, check out thesun.co.uk, Madagascar plague spreading, relatives dancing corpses. And we'll close with this, Revelation 6, verse 8, and I looked, and behold, a pale horse, and its rider's name was Death, and Hades followed him, and they were given authority over 1/4 of the earth, to kill with the sword, and with famine, and with pestilence and by wild beasts of the earth. And just to be clear, the events in Madagascar do not point to Revelation. We're not there. But when we get there, 1/4 of the earth will be affected. 1/4 of 7 billion people is 1.75 billion. 1.75 billion people killed, affected. I mean, it's going to be a big deal when this goes down. It's going to make the news. So, at any rate, just watching the news. If you're interested, check out paulthepoke.com under the category Pestilence. Also, Numbers 19, Luke 21, Bubonic Plague, Black Death, Madagascar. Take care. Thanks for watching. Have a good one. Bye.